I'm a truckin' across the USA. Yeah, I'm truckin' just about every day. Yeah, I'm truckin'. So what you got to say? I'd like to hear it today. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd like to hear it today. Trucker John, OTR. Tuesday, Thursday, live streaming on YouTube, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Won't you join me, please? From somewhere in the United States of America is Trucker John O.T.R. Who knows where I'll be live streaming from? It could be a rest area. It could be a truck stop. Or maybe even a Walmart parking lot. That's right, every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's the Trucker John OTR live stream. That's right. It's going down. It's going down. All right. It went down. I guess it went down. Thanks everybody for being here, for jumping on over. You sparklers have now become trucklers. So good to see you. Let me just clean these glasses off real quick. Let's see here. So I can see you better. So I can see you all better. Ooh, look at there. All right, so what we got going on? We got, we got the first who made it was Ask. I know Ask was really going for it. I saw you over there at House Sparks, and you said you were going to try to be number one, and by golly, you did it. Kevin Hawthorne's here. Good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. Margot says, wow, he should not quit his day job, laughing out loud. No plans on doing that. Margot, thank you very much. Jolie says, hey, Trucker John theme song. Yeah, I had to switch because the theme song that I've been using for the past, I don't know, a few months now, I guess. It was music that's on the Prism app. I was led to believe that those were like copyright free or whatever, that you could use them. And I've been using it all up until a few days ago. All of a sudden I get this copyright claim from the artist of that music that I was using, which like I said, I thought those were all copyright free or whatever. And I'd been using it without anyone saying anything, nothing happening. And now all of a sudden I got a copyright claim. And so basically it's not a strike, it's just a claim, and that just means I can't get monetized for those videos. But, you know, wish I would have known that up front. I would never have used it. And like I said, I've been using it for like 2 months, and no one said anything. So now I'm afraid to use any of the music on the Prism app, because I just assumed that was all copyright-free music that they provided that you could use. Because this Prism app that I'm using is a live stream. It's for live streaming. They know you're going to be using their app to live stream. So why would they provide music that you can't use? Doesn't make any sense. So anyhow, at the last minute, I just threw on that's an old intro that I used, last year or whatever. And the music that Margot apparently really loves is actually from something that I had made. It's not really music, but it's a little thing I made up. That I used to use back in the days when I was doing live streams from the road in the truck. So anyhow, that's a little look at the past there, little little flashback there. So I don't know why. I'm still confused why all of a sudden I get a copyright claim. But anyhow, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Jackie's here. Hello, Jackie. Good to see you. Donna O. Hello, Donna O. Good to see Donna O. We got Kevin Hawthorne. I can hear you. Oh, wait. So you can hear me, right? The mic is on, right? Mic's on. Okay, good. Margot, I could not get Johnny to ask Phil about the kidnapped Ukrainian children. Little bummed. As far as I know, they're still kidnapped. Mark Sandstrom's here. Hey, kids, what's shaking? What is shaking? What is shaking? I'll tell you what's shaking here in Las Vegas. They had a really huge festival planned for today, a music festival called the Friends and Lovers Festival, and it's got like I think Usher and I think Janet Jackson was going to be there, and I don't know, a bunch of those types of artists. People were coming in from literally all over the country, all over the world. This thing is a huge event, and it got canceled yesterday because of high winds. And I was just outside, and it wasn't that bad. I don't know what, but they were saying there was going to be gusts, 60-mile-an-hour gusts, which is actually kind of fairly common out here in the desert. But, they had concerns that those high winds, those high gusts would come in because it's an outdoor festival. And mainly, it's for, I'm sure it's for the artists. It's not, I don't think it's not so much for the audience or the crowd, their festival goers. They don't want those gusts to come in and blow, I don't know, lighting down and crush poor Janet Jackson, So anyhow, that's what's kind of shaking here. We got that Friends and Festival has canceled. I don't know if they're going to reschedule or if there's any plans for that or not. But and this is just the last minute because the festival was supposed to be today and they just canceled it yesterday. And I picked up a carload of ladies that had all flown in from various places. And just for this, this festival. But surprisingly enough, they didn't seem too bummed out. I mean, they were bummed out, but they were a group of friends, and they were just so happy to be together. And so they're still gonna spend the weekend, partying and doing the Vegas thing with each other. But a lot of people, they've purchased plane tickets and hotel tickets. I guess they're offering refunds on the tickets. The actual festival ticket is they'll get refunds for that. But you're not going to get refunds for your, well, if you've already flown here and you're here, you're going to just, I guess you're going to just make a weekend of it. Let's say if you hadn't boarded your plane yet, you're coming in from, some other part of the country, there's a chance maybe you could have canceled your flight and got a refund, or maybe canceled your hotel reservation if you had enough notice. But I don't know, it kind of screwed up a lot of people. But darn you, Mother Nature, and your wind, your heavy wind. Mark Sandstrom. I already said that's the whole what's shaking. That's what that was. Yeah. So here we are on this beautiful morning here in Las Vegas. It is 11:22 Pacific time here in Vegas. Right now, it's 84 degrees already, and we're gonna get a high of 88. And as far as the wind is concerned, I'm not sure what's going on. Like I said, I was outside, and it felt very slight breeze, just a very slight breeze. Wasn't bad at all out. So that's the tricky thing, because the Weather Service they issue, I think, wind advisories and wind warnings, and so they got the news from the Friends and Lovers Festival people. They got that report from the Weather Service, National Weather Service, so they had to make a call on that. But maybe the winds will pick up later today or something. But right now, as it is right now, it was barely a breeze. I'm just looking at the weather. Right now it says 84 and wind. It says windy. But like I said, at least where I'm at, it was slight breeze. But I don't see any I don't see any wind advisories on right now. It just says wind 15 miles an hour, 28 mile per hour gusts. That's basically that's not much more than a Trump fart, probably, you know. So there's that. I did hear that Nerd Halen's gonna be playing tonight again over at the Virgin Hotel Casino in the Shag Room. I'd like to go and see it, but I really should drive. I really should be driving because this is a big weekend. A lot of people in town. Like I said, that the festival got canceled, but they're still here. It's Cinco de Mayo weekend. And a lot of people have been partying like it's Cinco de Mayo, and it was only Tres de Mayo and yesterday, and Cuatro de Mayo today. But they're partying like it's Cinco de Mayo, So we got that going on. And so that just brings a lot of business, a lot of activity, brings surge pricing up. So it's really a good time for me to be driving. But although I would really love to go see Nerd Halen again, for what would be the third time, I guess. I've seen him twice. And it's a free show. You can't beat free. But I really should be driving. So, like Margot says, don't quit your day job. So that's my day job, which is at night sometimes, mostly at night. Ass says, peace, y'all gotta go for now. Well, you made it here, at least, as the first, but now you're gonna be the first one to leave, I think. But thanks for being here, Ass. Hopefully you can come back later, or we'll see you on the next one on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, like the little jingle said. Ichabod Deer is here. Never fear. Just watched O'Donnell's story on Hope Hicks. Wow, she is trash. Oh, wow. I didn't see the O'Donnell story, but it seems like she has a pretty poor taste in men. Wasn't she with what's his face? The Big Lebowski? No, what's that guy's name? Levaninsky? Lubuski? Whatever his name is. He was the guy who pushes women around. Sejas here. It says Bloggy Blanco Meco. Sorry, lose my mind just for a minute. Yeah, that sounded like a mind losing thing. Ichabod Deer says, ever have any sketchy passengers? I'm not sure what you mean by sketchy. But no, I don't think so. You mean sketchy like I think they're going to rob me or something? No. Sketchy like, well, no, I'll just say no. I haven't had any sketchy. I mean, I've had some people that were a little drunk or a little high, or I have the feeling maybe they had just done some Molly or something. That usually comes in EDC, which is going to be later this month, right? Oh yeah, EDC is coming on the 15th, I think. 15th to the 17th. That's a big thing. But no, nothing like that. The other night I had picked up a poor kid. I say kid, he might have been late 20s or early 30s, I don't know, but a young guy, and I picked him up at the area, well, maybe I shouldn't say where I picked him up, because what if is that kind of like revealing maybe too much information about who he is, you know what I mean? Well, so I picked up this guy, and he seemed completely fine, completely, I had no clue, I mean, there was no indication that he was like drunk or high, or he just seemed completely okay. We get in the car, and I'm taking him home. It's kind of a long ride, like 10 miles, I think, or 8 miles, or whatever it was. And we're getting there, and then, well, at some point, he rolls the back window down, which, you know, a lot of people like to have the window down. There's a lot of people that they like that air or whatever coming through the window. But it also makes me wonder, like, uh-oh, is this guy getting sick? And then a few miles, and he was trying his best, I think, to keep it together. And then we were about 2 miles from his destination, and he's like, "You better pull over." And I was like, "All right." I was in the number 3 lane, or the far right lane, and I was able to just get over to the shoulder road. He opens the door and just starts, puking. And so I'm like, "Take your time," because he's like, between pukes, he's like, "I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Just, hey, take your time, get it out. It's okay. This happens. It happens to everybody." And he's like, so he's doing his thing, and it takes a few minutes, and then he says he's okay. He says he's done, and I'm like, "Okay, you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." So we get back, take him to his house, and then the guy, he couldn't, he opened the door, and then he couldn't move. I mean, he was just like, it was like he could not get out of the car. And I'm like, "You need some help to the door?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna need his help." So I had to get out and help him out of the car, walk him to the door, to his door, front door. And I felt so sorry for the kid, for the guy. But he goes, "Yeah, man, as soon as I open this door, I'm just gonna go crash right on the couch or whatever." So I was like, "Okay." So he opens the door, and I just leave. Hopefully he made it to the couch okay. I don't know. But I don't know, whatever it was, whether it was alcohol or whether it was some other drugs or something, I don't know. But whatever it was, it just hit him when we were in the car. Because when he came up to the car, he was fine. He walked up to the car. He's like, "Hey, you John?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm John," whatever. And he gets in, and we had a little bit of a conversation. But then about halfway through, he stops talking, and he rolls down the window, and I was like, "Oh no, what's going on?" But I feel so bad for the kid. I hope he's all right. I think he should be okay. But no, that's not sketchy. I guess sketchy, you mean like someone who you think is going to rob you or hurt you or something like that. I've never had that, and I need to knock on wood. I don't want to jinx it, guys. Kevin's not feeling so hot. Well, that's unfortunate. Lewandowski, Big Hook. Yeah, Lewandowski. Thank you, Big Hook. Big Hook's here. Thanks for that. Better turn off my AC before it kicks on. Jackie's here. About dear passengers that made you feel uncomfortable. Well, not uncomfortable in, like I said, like I thought they were going to do something. I guess just, there are just some people that just have personalities that I don't like, I guess you could say. Sort of like hyperactive, ADHD type people, or I just had a couple of jerks, like, complaining about stopping at the red lights, like it's like I'm supposed to run red lights or something for this motherfucker, stuff like that. But, they're late to catch a plane or to catch a show, and somehow it's my fault that they're late, and I've got to, they expect me to run red lights or to go way over the speed limits, stuff like that, to get to their appointment. And I'm pretty much like, I don't say that, I haven't said this out loud, maybe I should, but I'm thinking, okay, the more you complain, or the more you're hemming and hawing or whatever, or huffing and puffing, the slower I'm gonna go. So fuck you. It's not my fault you were late. You should have planned better. Stuff like that, Hey, there's Alvin Stube. Hello, Trucker John and all. Hello to you, Alvin Stube. Ichabod Deer Heaver. Yeah, but yeah. And fortunately, we got it. Wasn't in the car, so that was good. It was. We were able to get to the shoulder of the road, and he took care of it out there. Ichabod Deer says, "Sounds like he did acid." Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was wondering, if he had taken something, or you know, and it just all of a sudden hit, you know. Nick Rich 56 says, like number 21, can't stay at the truck stop. I'll try to get back before the show's over. All right, Nick, thanks for being here. Thanks for that thumbs up. And yeah, we hope to see you back around. Ichabod Deer says, no wonder they don't drive themselves. They probably lost their licenses, laughing out loud. Maybe some, but a lot of people, you know, they shouldn't be driving. They're out partying, and that's kind of what Uber and Lyft is for, is to get the drunks home or whatever, you know. Big Hook says, an emergency on your part doesn't dictate an emergency on my part, dictum. And it's not really, I don't consider that an emergency. Like, if someone's just late, you know, because they didn't plan right or whatever, you know, and they expect me to get them across town, you know, to an airport or to a show in traffic during, you know, yeah, I don't know if that's an emergency, but I don't consider that an emergency. But I consider that not my fault and really not my business. My business is to pick you up and get you to your destination as safely and as quickly as I can, or as efficiently as I can. But I'm not gonna run red lights, and I'm not going to, you know, exceed the speed limit by, you know, double whatever the speed limit is or whatever. Let's see, we got Donald Leary, Janelle Walker is here. Oh, hello, Janelle. Bob LeBlanc is here. Hi, all ears on. Joke with them for a better tip. High rev at all stoplights. Laughing out loud. Yeah, sometimes I tell jokes, or not jokes like, you know, I'm not a joke guy, but yeah, I get into some good conversations, and a lot of people will say, hey, thanks for the nice conversation, you know. And then I'll notice they'll either tip me in cash, or they'll leave a nice tip on the app, you know. So yeah, that does make a difference. If it's just total silence, which sometimes it is, because I just kind of feel, I kind of go by, I guess, the feeling of the passenger is. And I usually just start it off with, hey, how you doing tonight? How's it going tonight? Or something like that. And then how they respond to that just tells me kind of everything, you know. And from there, it can go into a big conversation all the way till the end, to the destination. Or it could be like, oh, I can tell you want to be on your phone, or you're not into it. So we just don't really talk that much. So it just depends on the person and what they're feeling and how they're feeling, and you know. Filters. Oh, Nick says save some filters for him later, John. All right, we'll do, Nick Rich. Bob LeBlanc, no stoplights. Play that music. Maybe Ryder will feel faster. I play music. I do play music all the time. Every time. Here we have vernaculary. Vernaculary. Well, thank you, Vernaculary, first of all, for being here. I don't believe I've ever seen you in the chat before, so thanks for being here. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you would. That'd be so kind. And maybe even a subscription. Maybe even a share. That'd be hot. That'd be hot. That'd be so hot if you gave me a like. That'd be hot. Wasn't that like Paris Hilton would always say that? That'd be hot. So anyhow, today, this is the cool down. So hopefully you guys are cooling down, whether it was from getting all worked up over at House Sparks, or whether it was just getting all worked up just from life in general. Come in here and have a nice little cool down. Yeah, we're gonna get all cool down here. We're gonna get loose. Yeah, buddy, we're gonna get nice and loose. Let's get those shoulder shrugs. Let's do some shoulder shrugs, everybody. Just try to get loose and cool down. We're going to cool down. May the 4th be with you. Yes, this is May the 4th day. This is like Star Wars Day, right? So may the 4th be with you. I have really no sort of Star Wars theming going on here, but you know, hey, Joey, that's so hot. Yeah, wasn't that Paris Hilton? Like that, she would always say that. Her and what's her face? Lionel Richie's daughter. I can't remember her name. Boy, she sure went off into obscurity, didn't she? after all that, reality TV fame. Nikki, there you go. Was it Nikki? Was her last name Richie? Nikki Richie? That doesn't sound right. Wait. Oh, what was it? Wait, I'm getting my names all mixed up now. Bob LeBlanc says, Jolie, tips. Yep, you gotta feel and drive safe. Anakin watch, May 4th. I stopped cab driving after a threatening experience in Austin. Soon after news broke of cabbie getting whacked. Yeah, I guess that happens. Jeff Curry. Oh man, I don't know what's going on. I got some frog in my throat or something. Get out of frogs. No more frogs in my throat. Jeff Curry says, mention hot and I appear. Yeah. Big Hook, did you see Mark Hamill address the White House press corps? I did not see it, but I saw something of like a meme or a post or something that said, thank you, Mark Hamill, for something. I don't know. I'm so Nicole Richie. Oh, okay. Nicole Richie. That's why Nikki Richie didn't sound right to me. Big Hook says Joe-B-Wan Kenobi. Name for Biden. Oh, there you go. Joe-B-Wan Kenobi. That's funny. Ichabod says celebrating May the 4th. Hey, isn't there a movie out today? I thought I saw a few weeks ago what I thought was a trailer. I wasn't sure if it was a real trailer or a fake trailer, but I don't know if it was Wes Anderson or somebody. Where they made a Star Wars movie, in a kind of where it looks like a retro, real 50s style movie or something. Is that true? Is that out? And is that out today? Am I just imagining things? Bob LeBlanc says, "Go Joe-B-Wan Kenobi." If that movie's out today, then we all should go see it because it's May the 4th. But I don't know. I just remember seeing something popped up. How things pop up on the internet, and this was like a month ago, probably, where I thought I saw this sort of like, it looked like a trailer. And it was like Star Wars, but it was like, it looked all, super retro. Like something from the early 50s or something, but like colorized, So I don't know. If that thing's out, let me know. If you guys could, where's Ask? Ask already left, darn it. But Vernaculary says, everything is fake, Obama canceled reality. That's really, really strange. Big Hook says Empire Disney animation was premiered on streaming. Oh, so it's on streaming. So is that what it is? Was it Wes Anderson or something? For some reason, I'm thinking it was Wes Anderson, but I don't know because it looked like something he would do. So it's on. Is it on Disney Plus? If it's on Disney Plus, I have Disney Plus, so maybe I'll watch that today. I don't know. It's funny how you see stuff but you don't really pay attention to like where it's at or where exactly what's going on with it. Maybe is that my fault or is that the marketing department's fault? I'm gonna blame marketing on that. So anyhow, on the last episode of the Trucker John show, people were saying, or specifically, I believe it was WW was saying that I'm boring and I'm not funny and I should just read jokes. And I was saying, well, I'll get a joke book and I'll just read jokes. Well, I haven't got the joke book yet, but a couple months ago, I did buy this book. This is that Tara Dublin book that she keeps hawking. And I finally, she finally wore me down. Tara Dublin. She finally wore me down, and so I finally bought this fucking thing. Now I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't even cracked it open. I have not even cracked it open. So I don't know. I mean, does this count as cracking open? I have done this a couple times. but I haven't really even read it or anything. Now I could start reading this, but the print is all weird. Oh my god, the whole thing is like in cursive. Okay, it's not cursive, but it's a weird print. It's a weird font. I mean, okay, look at this font. Can you guys see that? Who makes a book like that? Who fucking makes a book with that kind of fucking font? And it's like, it looks like it's all double spaced so that it looks like she's got more pages. You know, here's the end, page 389. This would probably be, with normal font and normal spacing, a 150 page book. I'm already have my doubts about this. I don't even know if I can read that font. I'm gonna have to get on my really super good lighting and really good glasses to read this. I mean, look, do you guys see the font and the spacing? This is what you get when you buy a self-published book, I guess. The Sound of Settling, a rock and roll love story by Terry W. So I was gonna maybe read some passages from it, but I don't think I can't even read this font. I mean, I'm gonna have to have like a super bright light on it. So fuck that. I guess I'm not gonna read that to you guys. Probably you guys are all relieved. Anyhow, I bought the book because like she goes every week on every Monday on House Show, and she hawks that fucking book like it's fucking you know, the grapes of wrath or something. I don't know. I shouldn't prejudge it. I don't know, but I already have my doubts. Just looking at that font, and it's all double spaced. It's already reeking of fucking, you know, ripoff or whatever. I don't know. Big Hook says Empire Disney Animation was premiered. Okay, I read that one already. Let's see, where are we at? Big Hook, Star Wars Tales of the Empire Disney Plus, probably. Yeah, so if you guys want to watch something Disney themed that you haven't already watched, or, you know, of course, break out all the old all the old Star Wars movies, but there's something new that you haven't seen, it's probably that one. That's on Disney Plus. Check it out if you want to keep the Star Wars theme going for today. So Jackie here, Jeff Curry's here. Vernacular, easy on eyes? No, it's not easy on eyes. You're talking about that font? That font was fucked. Jeff Curry says, I get the feeling someone is judging a book by its cover. No, I was judging the book by its font and its double spacing, which is inside the cover. So your feeling was wrong. Bob LeBlanc says, Amazon Auto Self-Print Program. Ask her to read it on an audiobook. I'm not going to ask her shit. Treva says, yep, that's pretty small. And it's just weird. It's just it's not, you know, it's like a squiggly. It's not like a, you know, Times New Roman or whatever, you know. Alvin Stoop, at least the pages ain't stuck together. Not yet. No. That doesn't make any sense. Jolie, buy my book, Tara Dublin. So just beware. If you're buying the book, you're doing it to help her pay her rent, as she keeps telling us. I don't think you're buying it because it's any great literary thing. Although I have not read it, so I can't really judge the literary aspect of it. But I am judging the font because I think it's ridiculous. Do it in a regular font. Don't choose some weird fucking font for a book. For your fucking book. This is like your novel. Don't pick some stupid, squirrely, squiggly font. My God, what was she thinking? Next time she comes on, I'm going to go in the chat and I'm going to make comments about her font. Big Hook, it's a women's fantasy book. You are not the intended audience. That's not the point, though. My point is the font. It's all about the font. And the double spacing. I think she cheated to make it look like the book is bigger than it is. Font envy. No, font is complete, whatever the opposite of envy is. Font hate, maybe. Hey, Tim Farrell. Hey, gang. Hey, thanks for being here. Don O'Leary, God gives me a headache just thinking about the font. I hear me too. I think I'm getting a migraine. Treva's here. Hey Treva, good to see you. Says hi, just dropping by to say hi. I'm waiting for the audiobook. I love Tara Dublin. She needs to take a break from shitter. Yeah, the audiobook might be the better way to go, to tell the truth. Julie says, hey Tom, left my ass off. Vernaculary, it's quirky. Yo. Bob LeBlanc says, Big Hook, are you saying that women have better vision for fonts especially? Big Hook says, Treva, are you the dadvocate on YouTube? I don't know. I guess Treva will have to answer that. Tim Farrell says, if I'm going to read fiction, it is not going to that. The more she goes on about how great the book is, how badly she needs money, and how she deserves so much more than she has, turns me off. I know, me too. I try to like her. I'm trying to like her. She's a friend of the house show. She's a friend of Hal. She seems like a nice woman. Maybe she's funny. Maybe she's talented. I don't know. But the way she keeps hammering for everyone to buy her book and everyone to do this and do this, it just gets a little old. There has to be maybe a little more subtlety. But I don't know. I don't know. But this is a good time for me to remind you that we have super chats, we have super stickers, and we have memberships. And like, subscribe, share, buy me a coffee. I guess my hypocrisy is showing here. I don't know. Let's see. So we got Margot says, change the subject. What percent of truckers do you believe are for Biden this time around? You know, Margot, I don't know. I haven't been on the road in over a year. So I guess my guess would be as good as yours. I don't know if they've changed or not changed. Just in my experience of being out on the road for 20 years, nearly 20 years, I would say the trucking community is definitely more right-wing, but there's still a lot of liberals, a lot of Democrats that are there. It's not like 100% redneck right-wingers that are on the road, but you know, it might be like a 60-40 split, right-wingers to liberal Democrats. See, I don't call us lefties. I call us, you know, liberal Democrats. But the righties, I call those right-wing nut jobs, right-wing, you know, they're all right-wing scumbags. See, I'm not biased. I play fair. But it might be, you know, but I'm not sure if I'm being, I don't know how accurate that is. Maybe it's 70-30. Maybe it's 60, now I have to do math, 65-35. Maybe it's 60-40. I don't think it's like a 51-49 or whatever it would be. I don't think it's that close, but it's probably like, you know, as far as like liberals or Democrats out there are driving, it might be between 30 to 40% of the drivers. So, and I don't know if that's changed, you know, since I've been out for over a year now. Don't really know. Bob LeBlanc says, with her great voice and all, Tara, read for me. I don't really like those audiobooks though. They put me to sleep. Like you would think reading would put me to sleep, which sometimes it does. But or at least like when I was on the road, people would say, why don't you get audiobooks and you can just listen to audiobooks while you drive. And I tried listening to an audiobook, and that really put me to sleep or got me sleepy, and I'm like, I don't need this when I'm driving. So I'd rather just read. I like imagining. I can imagine the book better when I read it. If somebody else is reading it to me, I don't know. It's just different. I think their voice interferes with what my imagination is imagining the voices sound like. So when someone else reads it kind of screws with that. If that makes sense, I don't know. Let's see here. Jeff Curry says she good looking. I think Jeff Curry's got the hots for old Tara. Sounds like. Treva says, looking up Deadvocate. Was it Deadvocate or Dadvocate? I think it was Dadvocate. Dadvocate. Which sounds like someone who advocates maybe for single fathers or fathers like custody. My first thought, I went to like custody battle type stuff, but I don't know. Ichabod Deer says diesel fuel prices lately aren't bad. Yeah, like I said, I haven't shopped for diesel in over a year, so I have no idea. And Jolie is reminding us about the memberships and the super chats and the Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you, Jolie, for putting those links in there and those reminders. Tim Farrell says, Hal and her just constantly talk over each other. It gets too painful for me to watch. It's getting repetitive. Maybe every second or third Monday. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Some of that, and that happens a lot, even no matter what the guest is. And that is just sort of I think a lot of that is just sort of a product of the way, the feeds kind of overlap, or at least, or how they hear each other. There might be a bit of a delay, or even if it's slight, even if it's just like a half of a second delay, or even less than that, maybe it's enough to where one person doesn't know where the other person is ended, and then they kind of talk over each other. So there's that, which happens, I think, all the time, no matter the guest. But I do think you are right about when Tara's on it is even more so, and it is frustrating. And so I find myself sometimes yelling at my phone, because that's what, or my TV, whatever I'm watching, whatever device I'm using. So we can sit there and yell at the thing like, stop talking over each other. Or we can just say, I think that's just the way it goes. So. But yeah, it's frustrating. I hear you. I'm right there with you, Tim, on that. Hey, Scully's house, Scully's here. Scully's house is Strucker. Good to see Scully. Thanks for stopping by in the old truck stop, I guess. Whatever we're calling this chat room. Good to see you, Scully. Big Hook says, seen any good movies lately? Not really. I watched the Beekeeper. It was on streaming. I watched it on whatever it was, Amazon Prime or whatever it was. I forget. But yeah, I watched it on TV because it was in the theaters, and I remember seeing it at the theater. Like I knew it was at the theaters, and as soon as I found out Jason Statham was in it, I was like, oh, I got to see it because I like Jason Statham. I like his action, his martial arts and all that stuff. So when at first I saw The Beekeeper, I didn't know who was in it. I just thought, oh, that sounds stupid. I don't want to watch a movie about a beekeeper. But then when I found out, oh, Jason Statham's in it, it's probably like pretty badass, And then the other day, I guess like a week ago or a couple weeks ago, it was on streaming, and so I thought, well, I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. So I watched it, and it was pretty horrible. It was pretty bad. I mean, it was pretty stupid. It was a pretty stupid movie. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, Jason Statham's in it. It had some good action, some good fight scenes and stuff like that. But it was just a stupid story. It was the rest of the cast were very bad actors. It was just a schlocky, kind of maybe a money grab for Jason. Maybe they gave him a bunch of money. I can't blame the guy for taking the money. But it was a fucking shit movie. The Beekeeper, just in case you didn't catch that. Yeah, there's Jolie with Scully. Treva says, okay, Big Hook. I don't know what you're asking, but I can't say but I can say I don't work for YouTube. And that's it. That's all you get. Let's see. Tim Farrell says, I finally watched Oppenheimer. Really good, but not sure all the acting awards were warranted. I know, I have not seen Oppenheimer either. That was when the Barbie movie came out and Oppenheimer came out, and I chose to see the Barbie movie. And I kind of wish I would have seen Oppenheimer instead. And I know all you Barbie fans out there are, gonna give me a rash of shit. I mean, the Barbie movie was all right, and I understand it's a good message. It's a good like girl power message, and fighting against misogyny and all that kind of stuff, and that's a great thing. But I don't think it was that great of a movie. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was a good movie. It was good. But it wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't like the greatest movie ever made. But anyhow, yeah, I would like to see Oppenheimer. Here I am. I didn't mean to make that an opportunity to bash Barbie. Like I said, it was a good movie, but I don't know. I don't think it was that super great movie. It was a good movie, but it wasn't super great. But that's a review. That's the blurb from Chugger John. But yeah, I would like to check out Oppenheimer for sure. Let's see. Vernaculary says the new Ghostbusters isn't good. Child of '80s and OG Ghostbusters speaking. I know. I love Ghostbusters. Especially. The first couple. Of course, the first one, and the second one was pretty good. It started tailing off after that, and then they've done these reboots, and they've done these other ones. I wanted to see this new one just because it had Bill Murray was in it again, and I guess Aykroyd's in it, right? Of course, Ramis is gone, so he's not there. But I didn't get around to seeing it in the theater. But I really kind of had my doubts about it being good. It's kind of like, they at some point it just becomes money grabs. Or maybe, I guess everything is a money grab. It's business, it's show business. So I don't fault them for that. But like even almost all my favorite movies, like Die Hard is one of my favorite all-time movies. Love that movie. I've watched that movie dozens of times. I love it. But the sequels I don't like. I really don't like them. I mean, I've watched them and they're kind of okay, but they just get sillier and sillier and more over the top and more ridiculous. But the first Die Hard is great. And you can say that almost about all sequels. I mean, I think they're never as good as the original. Almost never as good as the original. Although some people say Godfather 2 is better than Godfather 1. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And so with Ghostbusters, they're trying to, recapture that old magic that the first one had, and I guess they just can't duplicate it. It's just so at some point, just give it up. Speaking of sequels, though, the new Planet of the Apes movie is coming out in a few days. And I definitely want to go see that, although, it's the same thing, like, at what point is it just not good anymore? I don't know. But anyhow, I'm going to check out the new Planet of the Apes movie because I'm a Planet of the Apes fan. I love the old original ones. I love I was in the Tim Burton one as a gorilla. A lot of people panned that movie and they never did make the sequels. They were going to do a whole series just based off of the Tim Burton one. And it kind of, even though they made a lot of money off of it, then it got panned critically, and I think even with the fans, there were a lot of issues with it. They didn't like the story or whatever. And then this was right around when CGI, was starting to really come into its own, and they did a whole new reboot after the Tim Burton one, where the apes are all CGI. Like when we did it in the 2001 one, we were all in costumes. We were real people inside a monkey suit, just like the old original ones. But then they decided to go, hey, the CGI is coming along. It's getting advanced enough where it looks really good. It looks really realistic. So they went a whole new direction. And I like those movies too. I think Andy Serkis is amazing, what he's done, his performances. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Planet of the Apes, the new one coming out. Margot says, I didn't care for Barbie. Jolie, I know Jolie loved Barbie. That's why when I was as I was sort of putting down Barbie, I knew that was gonna prick Jolie's ears up. But I mean, I liked it. I mean, like I said, I liked the message, but and it was a good movie. But I don't know. People are saying like it should have been up for Best Picture or whatever. I don't know. Salt and Grease. Okay then. Ichabod Deer, Oppenheimer and Barbie, both good. Yeah, both can be good. Yes. It's not like either or. They can both be good. Big Hook says, as we get older, our expectations get much too high for certain movies. Well, I don't know if it's us getting older or what, but and it's hard. I guess it's hard to recreate something like Ghostbusters. Go back, was that 1984 or what year did Ghostbusters come out? Whatever year it was. That was like a brand new thing. It was like, and Bill Murray was at the top of his game. You know what I mean? And then when you make sequels, you like when you go into the first Ghostbusters, you kind of don't know what to expect. Other than that, Bill Murray's in it, so it's going to be funny. But then you see it and you love it and you're like, this is fucking great. Then the second one comes out, so the second one has to live up to the first one's, expectations or the first one's success. And that's the hard part. And as an audience member, you're going in as a viewer, you've already seen the first one. Whereas with the first one, there was nothing to reference it on. So yeah, it's hard, it's tough. Salt and Grease, rest in peace, Ghostbusters. Talia411 says, I think Deadpool has a great series. I do like Deadpool. I do like that. That's coming out, and I'm looking forward to that with Wolverine, right? Wolverine's going to be in it. And, Ryan Reynolds is so funny with his, little, I can't call them trailers, but his little teasers that they do, so it really does pique your interest. So hopefully that'll be a good one. I'm hoping that will be good. Ichabod Deer says the original was the best because it involved a spaceship. Yeah. I don't know if that's why, but yeah, it did. I think they all involve spaceships in one way or another, almost. Mr. Spock is here. Howdy, everyone. Chucker John Jolie. Good to see you, Mr. Spock. Live long and prosper. I thought maybe I had lost you. I thought maybe I had chased you away or something. So I'm glad to see you. Good for being here. May the 4th be with you. Ichabod Deer says, good to see you. Good to see Mr. Spock. Scully's House of Solar says cool. I'm not sure what he's saying cool about, but cool. Tim Farrell says, people make fun of them, but I found the Rocky... Oh, I like Rocky. Had some great sequels, and I always found ways to keep it distinct from the... That is true. The Rocky had a pretty good series. Although, Rocky 1 is... the first ones are probably always going to be my favorite. I think Rocky 1, or the first Rocky, because it wasn't really called Rocky 1, it was just called Rocky, right? I would say that would be my favorite. And then Rocky 2 is really good, but it is almost like a complete, almost a complete copy of Rocky 1 in a way. Because it's a rematch and all that kind of stuff. But I think the Rocky series was pretty good, the Rocky movies. And then Rocky Balboa, when he's older, and all that. Sly, as I like to call him, Sly Stallone. That's hard to say, Sly Stallone. Sylvester Stallone, that might be easier, actually. More syllables, but maybe easier. I think he's really good. I think he's a good, he wrote those, and he's done really good with that series, and, that's his wheelhouse. And that and Rambo, he does great with Rambo, too. But yeah, Rocky's probably one of the exceptions, the sequels being pretty good, but not as good as I think the first two are the best. But yeah, those are good. Those are really good. That whole thing, and then then going into the one with the kid with Apollo Creed, I guess. Yeah, I saw the first Creed, but I haven't seen the sequels. I think they made like 2 more sequels, right? And that's how far behind. I need to get caught up because I liked the first Creed. Thought that was really, really good. But I haven't caught up on those sequels, so can't explain that. Ichabod Deer says, as a little kid, the original Planet of the Apes was spaceship sinking into lake as they head for shore. See Heston, that was cool. yeah, that was a cool scene. You know, they were out there on. It wasn't Lake Mead. It was the lake one up. What's the one up in Utah? That other lake. I forget the name of it. Margot says Tim Rocky will always deliver. Oh, at Tim Rocky always delivered. Yeah, Rocky was good. Rocky's a good one. Good series. Mr. Spock hanging with Dr. Z. I don't know who Dr. Z is. Big Hook. What about Bob? Is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if there were any sequels. We're kind of talking about sequels. Did they make a sequel? Look, anything, but just about almost anything Bill Murray's in is good, as far as I'm concerned. Donald Leary, Planet of the Apes with Statue of Liberty. That was the first one. Oops, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Sorry about that. That was a spoiler. Think about your none of the new Planet of the Apes, most recent ones have spaceships, so perhaps that's a future episode. Yeah, they need more spaceships. You're right. You're absolutely right. In the new series, I don't think I've seen one spaceship. So there you go. That's an important note. Think about your download. That was the end of. Oh, you guys are spoiling. You put a spoiler alert up. Treva says TTFN back to yard work. TTFN. What's that mean? Talk to you friends never? No, I don't know what TTFN means, but yeah. But hey, thanks for being here, Chiva. Big Hook. Burn Notice was great. Okay, Burn Notice is a TV show. We're talking about movies, and we're talking about sequels. Burn Notice, yeah, it was a great show. I love that show. But it's a TV show that was on one of those networks, right? One of those cable networks. Salt and Grease, like the Terminator series. Terminator is pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like, especially the first two. And even one of the latest ones, when people was panned them. Yeah, like when Arnold was, came back. That's probably been like 10 years now, huh? I can't remember the name. I can't keep all the names straight, but I really liked it. That one, but people kind of pan them. But yeah, I think Terminator is not too bad. Big Hook. I wish they had continued Treadstone. Is that the Jason Bourne part series or something? Mr. Spock, guns don't kill people. Monkeys with guns do. Charlton Heston. Yeah. MJ Daniel Heston was a right-wing goon, just like Ronnie Reagan. Yeah. I suppose. Yeah, he was. But whatever. I still like Planet of the Apes. That's not going to make me not like Planet of the Apes. Misha's here. Hey, good to see you, Mish. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, we got 27 watching and 39 thumbs ups. Can we get to the big 4-0? That is the question. Can we get to the big 4-0? Minus Kevin says later. So I guess that means you're leaving. So thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by. Big Hook says ta-ta for now. Is everyone leaving? MJ Daniel says, I am going to try and see the Dune Part 2 in the theater. I read the book around 78. I know that I've never seen those movies. And I guess Dune 2 is still in the theaters. Because I know, I think I can stream it. I think 1 and 2 are streamable right now. Maybe I should stream 1 and then go to the movies. Because, it's fun to go to the movies. And go see Dune 2 at the movies, maybe. Maybe I should go and see it. You guys talk about it so much. You guys all love it. Say it's great. I never have gotten into it. I never read the books. I never saw the original one. Wasn't Sting in the old original one? Or somebody in the 80s or somebody? And I never saw that one. Although I think I may have seen it. Or parts of it. Maybe. On TV or something. I just couldn't get into it. But I should, you guys love it. You guys say how great it is, so I should probably check it out. Midas Kevin says, TTYL, talk to you later. Yeah, but that's not what That was not what, who was it? Treva said TTFN. I know what TTYL is. I don't know what TTFN is. Oh, ta-ta for now. Big Hook, you told me. Big Hook told me, and I just wrote ta-ta for now. Like, guys, I've told you this over and over again. I'm a little slow. Eventually, I'll get it. I'm just a little slow on the uptake. All right? As I think I'm turning a shade of red. Let's see. Ta-ta for now. Okay, I'm going to remember that one. Yeah, now everyone's telling me. Let's see. We're at down. I'm just kind of going down. MJ didn't like his movies, but that is all. Yeah, you know. Yeah, and then wasn't he even in Bowling for Columbine, the Michael Moore documentary about guns, right? If I'm remembering this, there was a big part of that movie where he interviewed Charlton Heston or something. And then Heston kind of shut it down because he got pissed off at the questions, I think, as I recall. But yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not happy to see that with Charlton Heston, you know, being at the NRA and holding the rifle up and all that shit. It does sort of taint, you know, at least my memories of him. Because I can remember Planet of the Apes, Charlton Heston. This is when I'm a kid, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, going to the movies. And there was every summer, there was either a Planet of the Apes movie, and then it was like the Omega Man, which I really liked, and then it was like Soylent Green, which came out, which I really liked, you know, and then he did some like earthquake movies or whatever. So it was like Charlton Heston was a pretty big star, you know, and just like today, now we have Ryan Gosling or whatever. And his new movies just came out. What is this movie? Is it The Stuntman or something? Or is it T.J. Hooker? What is this movie called? It wasn't a T.J. Hooker sort of, or whatever it is. Is that what it was? Anyhow, his movie's out. I'd like to see that. Okay, Tim Farrell, Saw 1 was so good. The other ones were just gore. I stopped following them. I saw Saw 1, and you're right, it was a good movie. It was good. I remember going into Saw 2. I bought a ticket with my son, who was pretty young at the time, but we would do that kind of stuff, take him to R-rated movies. We go in, we sit down. I don't know, within the first, I don't think it was even 10 minutes, I said, let's go. We got up and left. And I was just like, I'm sorry, son. And my son was all in agreement with me, I think. You know, I'm like, that's just too gross. It's just too much. I don't want to see this. It's just ridiculous. I barely was into the first one because I don't like the whole thing of like, I never liked that premise. And I understand it's supposed to make you feel creeped out. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. And they did a really good job of doing that. About this, but where you have to make a choice, like, do I cut off my arm, or or whatever, you know? And after that, so Saw 2, I saw the first like 10 minutes and walked out, and I haven't watched another one since, and I have no interest in that. It just, like I say, it just gets they have to outdo, each movie has to outdo the last one, and how do you outdo that? I mean, it's just, so yeah, I'm with you on that, Tim. I'm not into those sequels at all. And I did like the first one, but it pushed me to my limits of what I could take, I think. Big Hook says, did you see the Charlton Heston estate gun hall he had acquired? He could equip an army. No, I didn't see that. I knew wasn't he at one time, was he the president of the NRA, or he was a big backer of the NRA? Right? Is that the thing where he's holding the gun up and everything? And so I knew he's a big, you know, NRA guy, but I didn't know that he had an arsenal like that. But I guess not surprising. MJ Down, T.J. Hooker was the cop show. Oh yeah, T.J. Hooker was the cop show. That's right, with Shatner. So what is the Ryan Reynolds movie he just made? Isn't that based on a TV show? Also, about a Fall Guy. There you go. Fall Guy. That's right. Fall Guy was Heath, the $6 million man. It was what was that guy's name? What was Heath and the $6 million man's name? Yeah, T.J. Hooker Shatner. What about Mission Impossible? You talking about the series, about the movies? They're pretty good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're good. But they are what they are. Those are like I look at those as being like popcorn movies, you know, and you're just there for the thrill ride of all the shit, all those stunts that they do. So yeah, but they're you know, they're all right. Big Hook says Tom Selleck and those reverse mortgage ads made me hate him. Was he doing those too? Because I remember wasn't a lot of stars were doing those reverse mortgage ads. Fall Guy was Lee Majors. There you go, Lee Majors. Yes. Ichabod Deer. Talia 411 says Saw was terrible, just not for me. Yeah, I know. I totally get that. Like I said, the first one, that was about all I could take. That pushed me to my boundaries of what I could watch. And I had no desire to see anymore. And we went to Saw 2, like I said, and within 10 minutes, I got up and walked away. I just like, and I like, no more. I'm not, and I never saw another sequel. Didn't they make like 10 of them or something? Mr. Spock, Heather Thomas is in a bikini. Oh yeah, remember Heather Thomas? Yeah, she was a babe. She was a fucking babe, Mr. Spock. Ichabod Deer says Tom Selleck got his big break thanks to James Garner. In an episode of Rockford Files, Selleck, a Reagan lover, James Garner was a veteran and progressive liberal Dem supporter. Wow. Well, look at there. They were able to come together and work together. Lee Majors. That's how far I am behind in the chat, apparently. Lee Majors is still alive. I saw him recently in, wasn't it? Well, recently, I guess it's been a few years now, but the Evil Dead series that they had on one of the cable networks or whatever. I remember watching that because I like Evil Dead and I like what's his face, Bruce. You guys are probably gonna remind me, what's Bruce's name? The guy who plays the Evil Dead guy, yeah, Ash. I can remember all this other shit, but I can't remember his name. And I think Lee Majors was playing his dad or something. And that was as recent as, what, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe? Time flies so bad, or so fast, but that's the last thing I've seen Lee Majors in was Evil Dead TV series. Or do we call it TV series because it's like cable series? I don't think it was streaming. I think it was a cable show, but I could be wrong. Oh wait, look at Big Hook. Ash versus the Evil Dead had Lee Majors. Hey, I just said that, and I didn't see your post, Big Hook. Yeah, look at there. Ichabod Deer, Heather Thomas had a cocaine problem. Oh, that's too bad. But you know who didn't during that time? Donna O says my son and I watched Thunderbolt and Lightfoot yesterday. Oh, isn't that the Jeff Bridges Clint Eastwood movie that we were talking about? We kind of talked about that on the last Trigger Down live stream. Man, can you guys hear that jet? That was a loud one. And I haven't watched it in many years. But I do remember that I liked it. It seemed like a really good movie. So, what did you guys think of it, Donna O? Did you like it? Because it's been a long time since I've seen it. And I remember, sometimes, you watch a movie and you like it and it's good, and then maybe you don't see it for 20 years or something, and then you go back and watch it, and then you kind of wonder, like, what did I see in this movie? It's funny how things change, how our opinions change, and our I don't know, our likes and dislikes and whatever kind of change. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a while since I saw that movie. I believe that was one of Jeff Bridges' earliest movies, I think. And from there, it was just the rest is history, as they say. Let's see. So what else is going on here? So we're talking movies. A lot of movie talk today. A lot of May the 4th talk. A lot of that's probably what started us on the movies, huh? was May the 4th and talking about Star Wars movies, and then from there we've been talking about all the other movies and some we've slipped some TV shows in there also. I'm just looking over here. What's going on? What's going on back here with this? Hair was kind of sticking up. Let's see. This is Fancy. Hey, Fancy's here. Never Fear Fancy's here. It says, I was watching Celebrity Bowling from the 70s. It was truly a time capsule. Wow. Where'd you find that show at? Tally411 says, has the Helmsworth? See, I can't see the chat as good. I don't like looking down all the time, but I can read the chat better off my iPad, so that's why I'm doing that. Tally411 says, has the Helmsworth movie come out yet? What is the Helmsworth movie? I'm not sure what the Helmsworth movie is. Biko says, the Race Around the World host was on Colbert and met Lee Majors and had a picture with him doing the eyebrow inquisitive look together. Oh. Oh. I see. Donna O says, I like watching pre-cell phone and internet movies. Yeah. It's kind of funny how seeing old movies that within our lifetimes, it's not like they're like, 80 years old. I mean, just going back 20 years, maybe there were cell phones, but they were the big brick ones or whatever. Fancy on Prime. Oh, the Helmsworth movie on Prime? I think I saw maybe some sort of a little teaser or trailer or something for that. Now that you mention it, but I don't remember what it was about or anything. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe someone else in the chat could address that. Because you guys are good at that. The Helmsworth movie. They should just have a movie called The Helmsworth Movie. Starring all of the Helmsworth brothers. Even the short one. The guy on Westworld, he was a Helmsworth. There was a Helmsworth in that movie. And he's like a short, stocky one. The other two Helmsworths are a little taller and leaner or whatever. But then that guy is like the short, stocky one. I just thought that was kind of funny. I don't know. Big Hook Helmsworth was that hotel magnate who avoided taxes and treated her employee awful. Oh, am I thinking of the wrong people? I'm thinking of Helmsworth. I'm thinking of the guy who plays Thor. I'm thinking of Thor. What's his name? Is his name Helmsworth? That's how stupid I am. I don't even know. I guess I'm getting the wrong thing. But I do like my idea of they still have trailers. Yeah, whatever. Trailers, previews, whatever you want to call it. Who's the guy who plays Thor? What's that guy's name? Hemsworth. Oh yeah, Hemsworth. Well, I do like the idea of the Hemsworth movie then. Let's call it the Hemsworth movie. And it has all the Hemsworth brothers in it, where all they do is like grab each other's dicks or something, and play little, grab them by the balls games. That's what I picture the Hemsworth brothers doing in Australia. Just always grabbing each other's balls, or something. But I don't know if that'd make for a good movie. I don't know. Okay, Hemsworth. Or how about Hemsworth versus Helmsworth? Boom, 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 boom. Leona Helmsley. Yeah, it's all ringing a bell now. The Leona Helmsley story. She was a real bitch. Tally411 says Land of Bad is Liam Hemsworth's movie's trailer look good. Wait a minute. Land of Bad is, okay, first of all, it's Liam. And I believe it's Hemsworth. I don't know. Who knows? Movie trailer looked good. Land of Bad. Was that another action movie? Because I know he did, not Liam, but Liam isn't the one who plays Thor, right? Thor is the other dude. Liam is the one from, what's the dystopian movie? That dystopian movie with, what's her face? I'm getting them all mixed up. Okay, Chris Hemsworth. I believe Chris is the one who plays Thor. Liam is the one who just plays the pouty boy in, what's the fucking movie? What's her face? You confused Tim Farrell. You confused Leona Helmsley. Yes, I did. And for some reason, I can't say Leona Helmsley without putting a bit of a British accent on it. Even though I don't think she was even British. I believe she's from upstate New York. But for some reason, Leona Helmsley it just eeks. Eeks? I don't know. It does something of just a British, some uppity British bitch. Basically, is what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. I did confuse. I've confused everything today. I've confused it all. It's all mashed. It's a big mashup going on in my brain right now. Fancy. It looks like Mad Max. I don't know. Oh, so the Land is Bad looks like Mad Max. Well, now you got my attention. Because Mad Max, and if you could, kind of update it, and you got fucking, what's his name? Is it Chris Hemsworth? No, or is Chris Hemsworth the short, stocky one? Who's the one that plays Thor, goddammit? You get that dude, Thor, to play like Mad Max. I'm all in. All right? Was Chris the short, stocky one? Talia says, sorry, I spelled it wrong. It's all your fault, Talia. You're the one that got me on the wrong path there. No, I'm just kidding. It says, Big Hook says, there are like 3 brothers who all act. One is married, Miley Cyrus. That was Liam. Poor guy. No, I like both of them. I like Miley. I like Liam. They just weren't a good match. Okay. Michael McGinnis is right. Tim Fancy says, that's who is in it. Thor. Yeah, Thor. Is he Chris? Who's the one who was in Westworld? Okay, I know Liam was in the dystopian movie, but I will not remember. My brain is not letting me remember that stupid movie, that stupid series. But Big Hook says, oh yeah, I already read that. Midas Kim says, okay, listen, John. Midas Kim says, Yul Brynner was in Westworld. He was in the original, yes. And actually, well, he was in the original, and in the series, was that HBO or whatever it was series? If you look very closely in one of the episodes, in one of the seasons, when they're walking through, they're like in sort of this underground thing, and they're looking at all the robots and all the machinery, and stuck back in a corner somewhere is that Man in Black, Yul Brynner robot. It's in there. I thought that was pretty interesting. Big Hook says Chris Hemsworth. So Chris Hemsworth is Thor. Okay. And Midas says Chris Hemsworth wasn't Thor. You're just fucking with me, Kevin, because is it Hemsworth or Helmsworth? Okay. So Chris is the Thor guy. Liam is the what the fuck is that called? With what's her face in it? I don't know why I can't remember. And then the short stocky one is the one that was in the Westworld series. I guess I need to clarify. I'm talking about the series. I think it was HBO, not the original movie back in the 70s. For God's sakes, the guy wasn't even born yet then. The short, stocky one. Michael McAndrews, did you get your joke book yet, John? Hey, Michael, first of all, thanks for being here. And if you had been here on time, you would have heard me address that whole issue. But to answer your question, no, I did not. That's what got me into this whole question, the whole topic of the Tara Dublin book. So after we're done, you might want to go back, replay, and you'll go over all of that about the joke book, about the Tara Dublin book. It'll be all in the first 20 minutes of this live stream. Michael says, "Oops, okay, that's okay. Better late than never," is what my dad would always tell me. Better late than never. MJ Daniels says, "I like when they do stuff like that, including Easter eggs from older movies like Young Frankenstein using the lab equipment from the original Frankenstein." Well, I didn't know that. I just thought those were props that they made to look like the original Frankenstein. So that's a cool little factoid. I enjoy that. We got 29 watching, 46 thumbs ups. Can we get to the big 5-0? And that's the question, my friends. That is the question. Now, were you guys, I know a lot of you guys were watching House Sparks this morning. Did you guys hear he's going to perform again with Nerd Halen today at the Virgin Hotel Casino? Man, I sure would like to go see him again. Like I said, I guess I did bring this up already. I'm probably going to be driving. Damn it. But if I do go, let's just say on the outside chance that I do go to the Nerd Halen. I don't know. Do you call it a concert? Because it's in a lounge. The Nerd Halen performance, I guess, whatever you call it. If let's just say on the outside chance that I do go, should I live stream it? Do you guys think I should live stream it? Maybe this time I'll bring my. Maybe this time I'll go. If I do go, now this is all hypothetical. I don't know if I'm going to go. Like I said, I should be driving instead. But if I do go, I will bring my gimbal, and I will get there early enough so I can actually get like a table or a better seating situation than the last time. The last time I was basically sitting on a couch where I had to turn my upper body, I had to turn it and twist it as far as I could twist it. And without a gimbal, I just holding my camera up like that for like 2 hours. That was this is what I was doing for 2 hours. And then my hand would get a little shaky. And then the girl in front of me on the other side, the other couch, would stand up and share her most private of privates to the whole world. So that wasn't too bad. But anyhow, if I do all that, should I do it? I mean, do you guys think I should? Midas Kevin, we are not mad, John. We are trying to help. I appreciate the help, Midas Kevin. I need it. Fancy says, "Go John, go." Donald Leary says, "Go John." I guess we're talking about the Nerd Halen. Big Hook says, "The Marvel watch the credits to the end for Easter eggs or sneak preview strategy." Yeah, that was pretty cool that they did that. They started doing that. They sort of brought in the whole thing of that. Although, Forrest Bueller's Day Off kind of did that too. Talia 411 says, "Yeah, Liam was the Hunger Games." Thank you. Finally, someone said it. Yes, Talia 411. The Hunger Games was Liam. Thor is Chris, and the short stocky one is in the Westworld series. Yes, of course, Fancy's saying. So Janelle's saying yes. Jolie's saying yes. Fancy says hi to Alvin. MJ Daniel says rock and roll. Michael Meanders, man oh man. I'm not sure what that's about. Big Hook says, because I'm behind in the chat, so sometimes I miss the references to something I said 10 or 15 minutes ago. Donald Leary, what time? That's the question. I don't know. I was at the end of the show, of Hal's show today, I wrote, I said, I put it at Hal Sparks. What time is Nerd Hailing going on tonight? And I never did see. He didn't respond, and I never got a response. And because he was out quick, I didn't. I guess he's busy today with stuff because he was out quick. He went right to the goodbye screen right away, you know. But I don't know what time. I'm thinking maybe like, what time did I get there last time? See, last time I got there late. They had already been playing, I bet, for at least a half an hour. I'm trying to remember what time I got there last time. Gosh, what time did I get there last time? It might have been like somewhere like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, maybe. So, like, if I got there at 7, I would probably be there. I probably would be like the first one there, probably. You know, I'd probably be there before they even get there. So I don't know. If there's someone that can get that information to me, get it to me, please. If there's someone who can find out somehow, some way, what time they're going to go on. You guys are resourceful. I got a resourceful group of people here in the chat. Maybe one of you guys can find out somehow. Where's Andrea? Sometimes she pops in. Maybe she could tell me. Someone get a hold of Andrea. Someone get Andrea on the bat phone right now. In fact, I have Andrea's number one time because I called her one time. I have it somewhere in my phone. I could call Andrea, but I don't know if she knows. She probably doesn't even know. But I don't know. So it would probably be 8 o'clock. I bet you maybe they start at 8. I don't know, but I'm not sure. And that's Pacific time, PM. Okay, MJ Daniels here. Don O'Leary, what time? Oh yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Mike Gunner says my arm hurts thinking about it. Yeah, about the. Yeah, it was uncomfortable, but I did it for you guys. No, I can't tell. I did it for me because I like getting that footage. You know, even though it was shaky. See, this time if I do go there early, I can get a good spot. I can set up my gimbal. So hopefully it'll be just a nice, steady shot. That's really kind of the only. I guess the only really reason to go is to do a better video. Like, because the last video, it was pretty shaky, you know, it was, people's heads were in the way or whatever. I could probably maybe stake out a good spot and put it on the gimbal, and there might still be people's heads in the way, but at least it wouldn't be all, you know, shaky maybe, you know, I don't know. Let's see, so, Minjay Daniel share her assets. Don't know what that's about. Fancy says, yes, I think you should do it. Well, of course you guys think I should do it. It's not you losing a night of income. In fact, well, you know, I guess if I was smart, I would just, after I'm done with this live stream, I could go drive right then, get the driving. Although, it might be better at night as far as like surge pricing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I could get my driving in well ahead of time. You know, at least get enough hours in that I could stop and then go over there. So if I planned it right and did it right, I could do both. I could work today and still go see Nerd Halen. So we'll see. So keep your notifications on and all that stuff. Keep a lookout. If I do come on, it's probably going to be around anywhere from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight, Pacific time. Remember, I'm in Nevada, I'm in Las Vegas. Just always remember that this is Pacific time zone. Michael McAndrews, oh my God, Michael, thank you so much. I think I can heart that. Look at there, I gave it a heart. Thank you, Michael. Nice, very nice thing that you did there. Help support the show. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Wow, it's like wow. Isn't that like Christopher Walken or something? Like wow. Then who's the one that goes wow, wow? Well, thank you, Michael, man. That's very nice of you to do that. Maybe Maybe that's your way of saying that I don't have to drive tonight. Midas Kevin says Chris also did a Nat Geo stint called Limitless. Oh, well, really, Limitless? Was that based on the movie? Wasn't that the movie where they take the pill? Big Hook says Hal has hinted he will do a Jedi Knight wardrobe. Oh, that's right. So by going to Nerd Halen, there'll be that. There'll be a sort of a May the 4th theme to it, which will be different than, past times I've seen them. Donald Alert, where's it at? It's at the Virgin Hotel and Casino, I guess, in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I don't think, like, if you want to go on their web page or whatever, and I don't think they post that, but they might, because there are other shows like, that are in the big, their big, what do you call it, stages or their big venue type thing. Those are posted, but this is a lounge act in the Shag Room. I don't know if they posted those times or not. It seems to me it was kind of impromptu or sort of last minute type of thing. But I guess you could check the Virgin Hotel website and see if they have any mention of Nerd Halen and post any times. But I have a feeling that won't be. But it's always, it doesn't hurt to check. Fancy, everyone give John some money. Well, you guys don't have to do that. Just thank you for being here. Thumbs ups, like, subscribe, share. Any contributions monetarily are certainly so much appreciated. But it's not necessary. But I appreciate it with the bottom of my heart. Fancy, there you go, John. Boy, so I almost feel like I'm obligated to do the live stream now. Salt and Grease says Nerd Halen has an ad on Twitter about show tonight at 10 p.m. Okay, wait a minute. Hold the phone. Salt and Grease says at 10 p.m. So I wonder, is that Eastern time or Pacific time? Because 10 p.m. seems a little late, actually, or at least it's later than the last one I went to. I know that when I went to the last one there at the Virgin, they had started probably, I think, like 8 or maybe even 7. I'm not sure. But it could be 10. It could be a 10 o'clock thing. So yeah, I'll double check that. I'll have to double check that, and because it would be nice to know the exact time. But thank you, Salt and Grease, for posting that. And we'll have to let's all double check that and make sure of that. And in any case, just sort of be on the lookout. Be a bolo. Be on the lookout. Is that be on? Whatever. A bolo, right? For Trucker John this evening, sometime I guess anywhere from 7 to 10 p.m. is start time, Pacific time zone. I guess I'm gonna do it. I guess I feel like I'm gonna do it now. I mean, I can't. This is no longer hypothetical or whatever. I mean, I guess this is a done deal now. I guess I got to do it. So yeah, but be on the lookout for Trucker John live from Nerd Halen at the Shag Room. I believe they call it, and at the Virgin Hotel Casino. Sometime between the start time will be sometime between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. I know that's a big window. I'll try to narrow that down if I can, but probably earlier than that. I mean, if they start at 10, I'd like to be there at 9 to get a good seat, stake out a good seat. Jolie says, woo, thanks so much, Michael. Big Hook says lightsaber possibly. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. MJ Daniel, gold lame bikini for the Nerd Halen 4th show. Well, I don't have one. I don't have a bikini. I would wear one if I had one. But Fancy says, don't listen to him. Give him more money. Fancy, you're funny. Big Hook says, how's Alec Guinness is truly scary. I kind of did an Alec Guinness on my other intro. that I took down because, like I said, all of a sudden I was getting copyright claims for that music that I was using that I thought was copyright free because it came from the Prism app, the app that I'm using to do this live stream from. Anyhow, I'm rehashing. Sorry, I don't mean to rehash. Jackie says, TJ, it says 10 p.m. Okay, Jackie. And I'm assuming that is Pacific time zone. So that's what that sucks about these time zones, because sometimes you're like, what are they talking about? But since they are in the Pacific time zone, I would assume, and you know what they say when you assume, you make an assumee. But I would assume that that's Pacific time zone, since Nerd Halen and Hal and the Virgin and Las Vegas are all in the Pacific time zone. So I would assume that that's 10 p.m. Pacific. So I might get started. I'll try to get there at 9. Whatever their start time is, I think I need to get there like an hour early. Although, probably not. You know what I mean? Because I got there at least a half an hour, I think, or 45 minutes late the last time. And so they're jamming, and that brought in people, you know. So I imagine that people start going in there once they start to hear the music play, you know. Midas Kevin says, no, John, they based it on Chris Helmsworth was afraid of heights. So his challenge was how high up you can go until you finally say, oh no, not doing that. What did they base? What, I don't even know what we're talking about now. About Chris Helmsworth being afraid of heights. I don't know what that is, but I remember Chris Hemsworth, right? It's not Helmsworth. I believe it's Hemsworth, the guy who plays Thor. I do remember him doing I think it was, God, why am I forgetting names? I think this might be a precursor to Alzheimer's. I'm forgetting names now. The guy who played in Happy Days, who became a director. What the fuck is his name? Why can I not remember that guy's name? He did a movie about sailing ships in the 1800s or something, and Chris Hemsworth was in that movie. And I remember, and I'm sure it was all wire work or whatever, but I remember him doing all these scenes, like just going up to the mast and setting the mast. And I remember just thinking about how athletic he looked, and thinking, wow, this guy is amazing. And you know, that's all very high stuff. But anyhow, I can't remember the guys. I can't remember what's Richie's name, whatever. Richie Cunningham. Why can I remember the character's name, but I can't remember his real fucking name? See, that's kind of scary. I'm kind of scaring myself here. Mish says 3 ads to say 10 p.m. All right, Mish, 3 ads, say 10 p.m. I'm assuming that's specific time zone. So I might not start it. If I'll get there early, but then I might not actually start the live stream until maybe 9:30 or something. Fancy says the one on March 5th was 10 p.m. Okay, so March 5th, is that the one that I went to? Because then those times I think must be Pacific time zones, because I was there. I know that wasn't 10 p.m. I was there earlier than 10 p.m. and they had already been playing, and I think they had already played at least one set. And their sets are like at least a half an hour or 45 minutes. And I think they were already through one set and into their second set when I got there. And it was not 10 p.m. I think it was more like 8 or 8:30 when I got there. So now I'm skeptical again on the time if they have the right time zone. Because on March 5th, they definitely did not start, unless they posted it at 10, but they just did whatever they wanted and started earlier. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was there way earlier than 10 p.m. And they had already been playing, like I said, I think at least a half an hour to 45 minutes by the time I got there. Margot says yes. Tim Farrell says, get Hal to get you a seat. Well, it's just a lounge. It's like a bar lounge. And there's this all open seating. There's no seating. Like, they just have couches and tables. And they have a bar that you can sit at. You know, it's just all, you just first come, first serve. You just grab a seat. That's like when I got there, almost everything was taken, and I just found that spot on that one couch where I had to go like this for like 2 hours. Hey, Jolie gifted some memberships. Thank you, Jolie. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. 10 memberships, Jolie. Thank you. And there's all the folks that are getting those memberships. All right, that was cool. There's Wes Webb. Hey, I'm here. Had to take the workers home. Back to the Home Depot. Did you? Everyone's saying thanks. Alvin Stube, member for 1 month. Thank you, Jolie. You're cool. Alvin Stube, thanks for being a member. And thanks to Jolie for those for donating those. Big Hook says limitless streaming says Ron Howard. Yes, Ron Howard, goddammit. Thank you, Fancy. Okay, so Ron Howard had a movie out probably 15 years ago now. I don't know. It's been a while. And I just remember it was about sailing ships, the old sailing ships from like the 1800s. I know it had it had Nick from Fear the Walking Dead. So maybe it wasn't 15 years ago. Maybe it was 10 years ago. And I just remember Chris Helm, is it Hemsworth or Helmsworth? Now I'm all confused. Seemed very athletic in his ability to just climb those steep masts. Like I said, I'm sure they used wire work and stuff, but it was kind of amazing. Harry KP's here says Tranya, Drinker's brother, Star Trek ref. You've lost me on that one, Harry KP. Opie Taylor, yeah, there you go. West Webb's, a lot of them are 40-20. I have no idea what that means. Talia 41, can you ring the venue? Give them a ring. Shall I give them a ring? 1 ringy dingy, 2 ringy dingy. Remember that? Do you guys remember that? Do you know who I'm talking about on that one? West Webb Bar. Yeah, it's a bar. Well, yeah, it's a lounge. It's called the Shag Lounge, I think. Or the Shag Room. It's called the Shag Room. The Shag, baby. Suzanne 40-something's here. Good to see Suzanne. All 3 cats got a flea bath today. Greetings and salutations to everyone. Greetings and salutations to you, madam. Let's see. West Webb says, I take them to their house and then we go to Lowe's. Well, my reference to Home Depot was that's where you pick up your day workers, your day laborers. I'm just skipping on down. West Webb, 40-minute set, 20-minute break. Pretty much. That's pretty much it. And they do. I think when I was there, I think they'd already done one set. I think they were somewhere in probably the early stages of the second set. And then I think they do like 2 more sets after that. You know, but they start repeating. At some point, they just start repeating the songs. They only have so many songs that they have, I guess, memorized. Because I noticed about halfway through all that they started repeating songs. Ruth Buzzy. No, that wasn't Ruth Buzzy. Tim. The one ringy dingy. You're close, but it's not Ruth Buzzy. Fancy. I plan to dance and whip my hair. All right. So people are getting are anticipating this. Now I feel the pressure to make sure I'm there. West Webb, some I kind of skipped, so I don't know. Talia, for one ring-a-dingy is classic. Kevin Maya says, this is also Ron Howard's day to celebrate because he directed the offshoot of Han Solo, I should say, Han, called Solo, where his brother played in the movie as an Ugnaught. And I think his brother has passed away since then. Ron Howard, right? I think. Or are we talking about Ron Howard's brother? West Webb, I know. Don Leary, that was a good movie. Big Hook says, in the heart of the sea. Ron Howard. Oh, that must have been it. That probably was it. Yeah, thanks for that, because I forgot the name of the movie. Lily Tomlin, Tim Farrell. Yep, there you go. That's Lily Tomlin. Minus Kevin says, and his daughter Bryce directed episodes in 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Fancy Lily Tomlin, MJ Daniel. Lily Tomlin was the operator, and Elizabeth Ann Ruth Buzzy was the old maid on the park bench. Yes, and she had the purse, and she would hit Artie. What was Artie's name? Artie Artfunkel. No, that wasn't it. Artie Johnson. Artie somebody. Michael McAndrews, I can't remember names of movies and songs very well. I'm no good at that game where you are supposed to remember old stuff. I can't even remember the name of the game. Oh, well. Would it be Trivial Pursuit, maybe? The game that I'm undefeated in, by the way. Fancy says Ron Howard's brother was the serial killer on Seinfeld. Oh, yeah. Was his name Clint? I believe he passed away. Clint Howard, I think. Michael Andrews, great good of old Lily Tomlin. Big Hook says Bryce Dallas Howard did the Argyle movie, quite good. Argyle. I think I saw Argyle. Who was in Argyle? I think I saw it. Was that the guy who plays Superman? Was that Argyle? I remember I liked it, but it got panned, I think. Because they didn't like Superman's acting. They said it was too stiff or something. But I liked it. Artie Johnson, Fancy says. Thank you. Artie Johnson is right. Just saw him on Celebrity Bowling. Oh, yeah. That's right. So if you're watching the old Celebrity Bowling, that would be about the time probably when those were the types of folks, that would do that. Like Joanne Worley probably, or Paul Lind or something. I don't know. Michael Randall's Trivia. That's it. Well, Trivial Pursuit is the actual name of the game that I rule at. I'm undefeated. I have played it with family and friends over the years. I have yet to lose. I have not lost one game. People accuse me of cheating, which I don't do. They say that I read the cards or something. I have not read one card out of playing the game. But they accuse me of that because they're jealous and they can't believe that I'm kicking their ass all the time. Then we played another game last Christmas. My daughter put on sort of like a Christmas party where we had our family, it was basically my son and my ex and her and my son's, wife, my daughter-in-law. And then it was my daughter's boyfriend and his whole family. It was quite a big group. And we ended up playing this game. It wasn't Trivial Pursuit. It was another trivia game where you break up into teams. And so each team represents all these different generations. Like my team was the boomer team. And then there was like the millennial team and the Gen Z team. And there was some other team or whatever. And guess whose team won? My team. Thank you very much. And it was because of my answers mostly that we won. We kicked the Gen Zers' asses. kick the millennials' asses. Anyhow, enough of that. Yeah, I don't memorize cards. That's ridiculous. Kevin Midas says, nope, Clint is still alive. Oh, well, that's good to know. Clint's still alive. He's getting up there. Well, he's only 2 years older than me. Okay, so good to hear that Clint's still alive. For some reason, I thought he had passed. Now, I know that Sean Penn's brother died a few years ago. And his name was Chris. Maybe I was confusing Chris Penn, Clint Howard with Chris Penn, maybe. That must have been what I was doing. Michael McAndrews says, I will be 67 in September. I guess Wes had asked something about age. Tim Farrell, as long as there are no Ron Howard questions. Yeah. Well, it kind of comes to me like I'm forgetting this shit, but I don't know when, or sometimes those are multiple choice. I guess multiple choice is kind of cheating. Not cheating, but it makes it easier, right? West Webb, I have a friend whose kid is on Quiz Bowl. I don't know the answers to any of the questions. I've never heard of Quiz Bowl. MJ Daniel, I can barely remember my internet passwords. I know, isn't that something? It's a challenge. It really is a challenge. Fancy says, the last time I saw a pic of Sean Penn, he was looking pretty rough. Yeah, I guess so. You know, he's aging. He's not the Spicoli or whatever anymore. But he, you know, I think he gets out there and he's living life and he does a lot of rough stuff. I'm not even talking about like drinking and drugging. I don't even know where he is on that. But I think just a lot of like being out in nature. I think he's out hiking and doing stuff out in the world, and maybe he's getting a little too much sun or something. I don't know. Wes Webb, you're just a baby, Michael. Michael McDaniel says, yep, I'm just a kid. Just a kid. We're all just kids at heart, I hope. I hope we're just kids at heart. I don't know. So now I guess I'm kind of excited going to see Nerd Halen tonight. I really wasn't going to do it. I was going to just work. But we'll nail down the time. Like I said, just be on the lookout. We're going to issue a bolo for Trucker John sometime this evening. And for you guys in the East Coast, that's going to be kind of late. If they don't start till 10, that's 1 a.m. your guys' time. So I don't know if all you guys are going to be up for that at that time. That's why I'm pretty sure if March 5th was the date that I went, and I mean, I could look it up. I guess I could look it up in my history or whatever of my videos. I guess it would be a live stream. Let me see if I can find. I'll scroll back. Let's see. Here's Nerd Halen featuring House Parks at the Virgin Hotel. Oh, this one was March 16th that I went. And I don't know what time it was. I just thought it was March 16th. Apparently it was March 16th. The one that I went to. Because I put the date on it. I put 3/16/24. That one got 2,900 views, guys. Guys, it got 2,900 views. Do you think we could break that record? Or break that, I don't know if it's a record, but, you know, if I go live tonight, do you think we can get more than 2,900? That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, that was March 16th. So whatever time they started, it was earlier. Way earlier than 10 p.m. So I don't know what's going on. I'm tempted just to get there like at 7 just to make sure. You know? Tim Farrell says Sean Penn is a chain smoker and has COPD. And I think smoking ages people a lot, unfortunately. So all you smokers out there, feel sorry for you. I'm not a smoker. And the other day, someone who left a comment on one of my videos saying I was a guy in my 50s. And I was like, and then he trash talked me. But after that, I didn't hear anything else. All I heard was, oh, he thinks I'm in my 50s. Thank you very much. I love you. Even though you hate me and you're saying what a shitbag I am because I said some things about MAGA and Trump and whatever I was talking about, being woke. It was my woke video. But somebody said, for a guy in your 50s, you should know better or something like that. And I'm just like, I love you. Thank you so much. So, anyhow, and I think if I do look like I'm only in my 50s, it's because I didn't smoke. I'm gonna say that could be a very contributing factor. Of course, all of you are going, you look fucking 70, so what the fuck are you talking about? But I'm gonna take that one comment and I'm gonna hold on to it tightly with everything I got. Wes Webb says Sean got El Chapo arrested. Okay. Big Hook says Penn's advocacy for Ukraine and his Zelensky interview was quite great. I didn't see that. I think I remember seeing a little clip of it or something, maybe. Fancy says call the casino and ask the old-fashioned way. That's Fancy, you know, that just makes too much sense. But that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a very good idea. Midas Kevin says, and for Star Wars Day, we have a spin-off of Tales of the Jedi. This one tells about the Sith called Tales of the Empire. I think that's what I was sort of talking about earlier. Someone said it's going to be on Disney Plus, I think. And that's the one where it looks like I thought like it was a Wes Anderson or something did it, but I don't know. But maybe Kevin Anderson would know. I don't know. Michael McAndrews, too late. I smoked it already, Bob. MJ Daniel, I love you, man. I love you, man. West Webb, I didn't smoke tobacco very much. Michael McAndrews, that's why you don't look 67 either, or whatever. Michael McAndrews, yep, John, I've smoked for 51 years. I would look younger if I hadn't. See there? And this is what we're talking about Sean Penn, by the way. I'm not, so just so you guys, just so you guys know. West Webb's wrinkles give you character? Wrinkles? Michael McAndrews, I'm only 5'5", about 140 pounds, and when I shave at 66, I look 40 or younger. Well, shave then. No. Talia 411, I want to see Penn's interview. Ichabod Deer says Trucker John Polestar has a $299 a month lease on their South Carolina made EV Polestar 2 with all-wheel drive dual motor. I don't like the Polestar. I rented it for a week. I did some videos on it if you want to check them out. And I was looking at one really closely last night. There was one that pulled up next to me at a red light. And I was looking at it. And I was thinking, it is a nice looking car. But I could see the people inside and the driver. They all look so scrunched together. And that was one of the main things I didn't like about it, is that it was a really kind of the seating and the middle console and everything was so small and tight. Whereas when I'm in the Tesla Model 3, which when you look at the cars, they don't look really much different size-wise, But I feel like I'm sitting in an easy chair. I feel like I'm sitting in a lazy boy when I'm in the Tesla. And that's really important if you're doing especially a rideshare job where you're just driving the car for hours and hours and hours on end. The comfort of that seat is very, very important. And so one of my biggest complaints about the Polestar 2, it was very uncomfortable for me. Now, I guess if I was a leaner guy, a smaller framed guy, a more sleight of frame, if you will, then maybe that wouldn't be an issue. But since I'm a little bit wider, that matters and it makes a difference. So I also saw that Tesla Model Y has a lease now for $299, which I'm very seriously thinking about doing because I've been wanting to buy a Model Y. But then I'm thinking maybe I'll just go into the lease, even though they have a mileage restriction, which I think is 15,000. And if I'm not careful, I mean, I could blow through those miles really easily. But if I was only doing $299, if the payment was only $299 a month, I could probably keep my miles down where I wouldn't go over, and I could still, make enough money doing Uber where it'd be all worth it. So I just saw they just sent me because I'm on the Tesla email list or whatever because I go on there all the time checking prices. So they always mail me shit back, and they sent me an email about the Model Y lease for $299 a month. So that is very intriguing to me. West Webb says photo is 2 years old. Update it. Update your photo. Don't try to fool us thinking that you're younger. I'm just kidding. Midas Kevin says, yeah, I would. I'm a Star Wars geek, John. I got your info. Could you guys hear that? That's my knuckles hitting each other. Mr. Spock says, I'm sick of moving soil and compost. Yeah, you should take a break. Get yourself a nice cold iced tea and just kick back and listen to the Trucker John show for a little bit. We're at 2 hours and 4 minutes, so I probably will be signing off pretty soon. I probably should sign off pretty soon so I can get some driving in before I go to the Nerd Halen show tonight. Woohoo! Time to be determined. I'm going to have to make a call, as one of the chatters here said. Was it Fancy or somebody? That I should just call them and see if they can tell me what time they're coming on. But it's going to be sometime this evening. Pacific time, somewhere between 7 and 10 p.m. I will be going live. You heard it right here. I just announced it. It's for sure. Ichabod Deer says, 15,000 miles, not a lot for Uber. I don't even know how many miles I did last year. I bet it was over 15,000 though. I bet it was, I don't even know because it's a rental. I don't even keep track of it, but I bet you I did at least 20 or maybe 30,000 miles. I don't know. But I think I could manage it, because I really haven't been driving as much as I did last year. Last year, in about 11 months or so, even less, because I started at the end of February. And so that's already almost in March. So let's just say from March until all the way through October. So that's only, 7 months? In about 7 months, I did, I think, over 4,000 trips. I don't know how many miles I did. I don't remember the miles, but because Uber sends you these little milestones or whatever. I think I hit 4,500 or something sometime in October. So that's like 7 months. But then since then, I don't think I've even gotten a 5,000 mile yet or trip thing yet. Maybe I did, but I really haven't been driving as much because in November I was sick. Well, actually, I guess that would have been through November because I didn't get sick until almost right before Thanksgiving. So I guess it would be 8 months. I did about 4,500 trips. And then all the way from Thanksgiving to Christmas, I was sick as a dog and I barely even drove. I just drove just enough to keep my 30 trips per week going, because I didn't want to turn the car back in it was like a hassle. So I did that, but that was it. I did the bare minimum. And then ever since then, so January, February, March, April, now we're into May, I really haven't been driving as much as I was last year. Now, I've been picking up the pace these last few weeks or whatever, but there's been lots of days where I should have gone out where I just didn't feel like it. I was just tired, or I just felt, and it'd be like a Friday night or Saturday night. Those are like your prime earning days here in Vegas anyhow for rideshare, and I just didn't go because I just didn't feel like it, But so anyhow, I'm not driving. I guess my point, I don't know what point was, but my point is I'm not driving nearly as much as I was last year. I mean, last year I was sort of like a road dog or whatever. I was out there a lot. But now this year I've been not so much. So I think I could keep it under 15,000 miles. And I'd much rather pay $299 a month than about the $1,600 or $1,700 a month I'm paying now. Yeah. West Webb's, couldn't you just lease another Y? West Webb, are you talking to me? I was just talking about the Y. I was talking about a Model Y lease for $299 a month. I was just talking about that. So maybe you're behind. Maybe I'm behind in the chat. I don't know. I don't lease now. I rent. There's a difference between renting and leasing. I'm on a rental now that renews every week. It auto renews if I don't take it back, and it's usually over anywhere from over 400 to 450 a week, and that does include my charging. Is in that. Hey, there's Mish. Mish says, John, I just called the hotel, not getting very good info. I have to go, but you might want to check. Perhaps I just had someone with bad info. Well, thank you, Mish, for making the effort. I appreciate that very much. If I find out a time, do you guys ever see the community pages? Because it seems like I put stuff on that community page, and and the only way I really know if anyone saw it is if they leave a thumbs up, or I guess a thumbs down, but everyone usually does a thumbs up. And it could be anywhere from 15 to 30 people that will leave a thumbs up. So I'm just wondering if I left if let's say I find out the time, and I put something on the community page, is that the best way to do it? To try to get information out to you guys? Because I don't know how many of you guys see that, or maybe not everyone has a community page or something. I don't know. I mean, should I just do a quick, a short video, like in the shorts, and just say, hey guys, I found out the time's going to be, 10 p.m. Should I, or maybe all of the above. Maybe I'll do a short. Maybe I'll do a community page. I guess those two things. Maybe I'll just do two of those things to try to get the message out. Maybe I'll leave something on Twitter, or, if you guys do Twitter, whatever. I'll do an all points bulletin, an APB. Michael McAndrews says, I'll buy an electric truck when they make a good one. Never going to buy a Tesla. The Tesla truck is the ugliest truck I've ever seen. And I kind of agree. I have been watching these videos on the Chevy Silverado electric truck. It looks beautiful. It looks awesome. But if you want to spend $100,000, that's the fucking thing about it. It's way too expensive. Even these, the Tesla Cybertruck, which I kind of like, a lot of people are paying $100,000 for those, and I just can't see paying, unless I was a millionaire and $100,000 meant nothing to me, then I would do it. But obviously I'm not, and it does mean a lot to me. I can't imagine putting $100,000 down on a truck. Not now. Maybe in 10 years from now, when like inflation is to that point where but $100,000. Look at the Silverados. If you got an extra $100,000 laying around, go buy you one, because they get They rate them at 440 miles of range. I've seen a test where a guy did one and he got 460 miles out of it. That's the highest I've ever seen in a pickup, an electric EV pickup. Way more than the Ford Lightning, way more than the Cybertruck. You know, now the Lightnings, when they first came out, they said they were going to make it like 39,000, and then immediately though they raised it up to I think like 49,000, and then it got to the point where I don't think you can get a Lightning for under 50, but at least that's not 100. You know, so you might want to look at the Lightnings. I don't know if you can get them for 50 now or not. Maybe they're in the 60s now. I even for the cheap, because I know they have different levels of battery and different styling packages and extras and stuff like that. So it all raises the prices. But the bottom base rate, I think for a while there, I think it was like around 49 or 50,000. It may be. I haven't checked lately, so I don't know what they're going for. But the Ford Lightning looks like a really nice conventional. It looks like an F-150. And I think you can get 300 miles of range on them. And so that might be the way to go. The Cybertrucks, supposedly there's a bottom priced one that was, I don't know. I remember they said first 39,000 and then that went out the window. I don't know what the bottom price is on those. But I just saw a video where this guy went and picked one up and he gave him a check for $100,000. So, because he got one of the Foundation series. I think that was the one that has like the quad motors or whatever. You know, the more motors it is, the more expensive it is, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know what the bottom. But you don't like Cybertrucks anyhow. But I'm just saying, I don't know what the starting price is that the Cybertruck is now. It might be $50,000. I'm not sure, or maybe more. Maybe you can't even get those. But maybe they're all 80, 90, and 100 or something, which is outrageous to me. The Silverado, beautiful. That's the most beautiful truck I think I've seen, and especially in an EV, looks way better than the Cybertruck in my opinion. And it looks better than the Lightning, in my opinion. It looks better, and it had the great range, 460 miles. You can't beat that. But fucking 95. It was like 95 grand. You're looking at $100,000. So that to me is just ridiculous. And I don't know. I haven't seen anything where if they have a lower. They can't. That can't be their starting price. There must be a lower price on that. They got to have some model where they start off at least at 50. You know, I can't imagine how people having $100,000 to put down on trucks. You know, like that. That's just crazy to me. But anyhow, I hear you. I kind of was going off here. Adam Prell's here. I believe Adam Prell is formerly known as Adam Westish, I believe. So good to see Adam. Adam said something about EVs. Oh, Ego makes an electric motorbike that uses the same batteries as the Weed Whacker. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Adam Prell, I will get one as soon as I can afford it. I see a lot of people riding little e-bikes and little e-scooters and all kinds of forms of transportation to get around town in. Fancy, I'd happily drive your expensive car for you. West Web says, dang, okay, a little post-stress Malay, but I'll get over it. Adam Perel, 2,000 for the Ego bike. 20-mile range. Talia 41, they need to be hybrids of some sort. The mining of precious minerals is too finite. I think we have enough precious minerals to maybe get us to those magic diamonds that Thal's always talking about. Wouldn't that be amazing? And I think battery technology is improving, and maybe they'll find other minerals that are more plentiful. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I'm just spitballing here. Ron Flugrath says big pistons, please. Hey, Ron Flugrath. I don't believe I've seen you in here before, but thanks for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. That would be great. We're at 55 thumbs ups. I'd like to get to 60. If we can get to 60, that would be a beautiful thing. West West, if you can switch batteries, you can go pretty far. And I remember Tesla, that was one of their early things where they were going to put stations in, and they were going to design the cars so that you would just go into this, you would just drive in. It was like a drive-through. And I think they may have tried it for a little while, but where I guess the battery pack that was low would just slide out, and then they would just slide in a fully charged one where you could be in and out in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, however long it would take. But for some reason, maybe it just wasn't, I don't know, wasn't feasible or something. But it sounded like a really good idea. And I thought they had a couple of those open where they tried it out as a pilot program or something. This is way back, years and years ago. But for some reason, it didn't take. I still think it's a good idea. Fancy says, I want a car that drives me around. See, that's the thing. I have no interest in that. And that's the thing that Musk is really into is in this cyber cab or whatever that he wants to develop. And he's really into full self-driving. I have no interest in that. I'm a driver. I've been driving my whole life. I've been driving since way before I even had my driver's license. I was driving. So I'm a driver. I don't like full self-driving. I don't like automation or autonomous cars. I'm not into that. But a lot of people are. Because I've had some people ask me, what do you think of full self-driving? And I just thought, I don't care for it. And I have no interest in it. And there was this one guy, he was like, He was like totally, like, it was almost like I depressed him or something. He was like I could just see him sort of deflating. He was just like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, I have no interest in that. I like to drive. I told him, I'm a driver. I like to drive. I don't care about full self-driving. I don't care about fully automated cars or whatever. To me, that's just stupid, and I don't like it. I like to drive. If I'm in a car, I want to drive the thing. You guys, I'm never going to get out of here with all these great texts that you guys are posting about Brenda Triplet. Hey, Brenda Triplet, good to see you. Says diamond batteries eliminate to recharge. Your vehicle cannot outlive the battery. Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? Like these batteries, I've only heard, the only person I've ever really heard talk about it is Hal Sparks. So, and then I think I followed some sort of a link that he had mentioned, and I read an article about it. So it does exist. It's not something that he's invented. But I don't know how far we are away from that. I don't know why it's not being implemented. I don't know why there's not a full-on fucking move for that. Because could you imagine that? Anything that you have that operates on a battery or that has to be charged or whatever, like the phone I'm on, the iPad, whatever, the car that I drive, if it had these fucking batteries that lasted like 1,000,000 years, that would be amazing. Of course, that would make the Tesla charging system, I guess, not necessary. Mr. Spock, I can't do it, Captain. I have no power. The lithium crystals. Oh yeah, Star Trek thing. Adam Prell, right? That's the goal. Solar services coming soon. AI advances. So they're like 10x speed. West Web Ford is coming the end of this year with new 2025s. Surrender Monkey! I've not seen Surrender Monkey in quite some time. Where you been, mate? We're at 58 thumbs ups. 2 more and we'll hit 60. 2 more. Just 2 more. We'll be at 60. And then I can leave. But good to see Surrender Monkey. I haven't seen him in a while. Must have been sleeping one off, eh? Brenda Triple, they have to get the price down first. Oh, okay, so that's a price issue. Yeah, I haven't. That's one thing haven't seen any references to the prices. So that's probably it. Yeah, it's like, could I get this battery for my toaster? It's only $100,000 for the so yeah, that needs to come down. Boop, 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 boop. Surrender Monkey says, technically everyone who gets an Uber is in a low-tech autonomous car. Yeah, because I guess I'm the robot. Ichabod Deer says Tesla batteries already last 200,000 miles for the most part. Yeah, they are pretty good. There's always these scares because there was some article out or a YouTube video about a battery that died and they had to pay 13 grand to replace the battery pack or whatever. It's like 1%. It's like way less than an ICE engine going out on a car, I think. It's about 1% failure of those battery packs. And if it's before the warranty, it's completely replaced for free anyhow, which is it's a 125,000 mile, 8-year warranty on it. So if anything's going out before then, it's completely replaced for free. And yeah, they are proving to last pretty long. There's some Model S's that have been around now for like 10 years where people are saying their battery is hardly even degraded at all, or it's a small amount, and it's still running fine. So yeah, you're right. Was that Tim who put that in there? Or is it Ichabod Deer? Yeah, we did that. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Ichabod. Oh, Surrender Monkey's been ill. I'm sorry to hear that. I was kind of joking around, but I don't make light of if you're feeling ill. So I hope you feel better. Maybe that seeing you on here is a sign that you're feeling better. So I hope you feel better and get well soon. Because we missed you. We miss you, you know. Ichabod Deer says, I just saw YouTube bought a 2016 Model S 90D for $13,000 with only 50,000 miles on it. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, you can find some great deals out there, I'm sure. As the cars have been out a while now, we're going to start seeing more and more EVs on the used car market. And you can probably get some really good deals. Adam Pearl, 26,000, the YouTuber blew up his Tesla. The YouTuber, TSN Broadway, is here. Good to see you, TSN Broadway. I don't believe I've ever seen you in here before. So thanks for being here. Says, 2-Bit Da Vinci has a great YT channel explaining new tech. Well, we'll have to check that out. 2-Bit Da Vinci. Ba-da-boom. But thanks for being here, TSN Broadway. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button if you would. That would be a great way to help support the show. And we are at 59 thumbs ups, really desperately trying to get to 60. Adam Pearl says, nice, that's good to hear for your sake, Trucker John. I don't know what that was referring to tell the truth. West Webb says, the first time I don't clean the gutters, it rains. The yard people probably already checked it, but sometimes they forget. Surrender Monkey says, also, the Tesla idea would have cost him his business with people scamming cheap knockoffs with real swapped out batteries. He's not a clever man. I don't know about that, but I don't understand his latest thing. They had a Tesla supercharger, what do they call it? I don't know, group or division. Apparently it had 500 people in it, and he just laid them all off, including some high-ranking, managers or whatever. And that's left a lot of people scratching their head. What the fuck is Elon Musk doing now? Is he going to start trashing his own company, just like he's burning down Twitter? Is he going to start burning down Tesla? I don't know. I think it's too much fucking drugs. The guy's a big druggie, and I think it's really affecting him. I'm talking about Elon Musk, by the way. If only Elmo was a likable person. I used to like the guy before he started getting on Twitter and all that shit. Back when he would pretty much, you didn't hear too much about what was coming out of his mouth too much. I thought he was okay. Once he got to that platform, and we could just see what a piece of shit he is. I don't like him so much, but I still like the car, and I'm sorry. So sue me. Adam Pearl, the battery warranty thing is what I meant. Oh yeah, it's pretty good warranty. I think I think you're going to get the 125,000 miles though way before the 8 years. At least I probably would. Maybe some people don't. But. Big Hook, he laid off the Tesla supercharger division. I just said that. Let's see here. Ichabod Deer says all EV car batteries are warranted for 8 years and 150,000 miles from what I see. Well, that's good. 150,000. I thought the Tesla one was 125, but maybe it's 150. I don't know. Let's see here. Adam Prell says it's kind of like driving a Trump car because it's the okay option, but you almost have to take the logo off the car. Laughing out loud. TSN Elon may be doing bad mushrooms. I think he does ketamine. Whatever. I don't even know what that is, but I know the kids are all taking it and everyone's talking about it. The guy from Friends died from overdosing on it, so I don't know. Other than that, I don't know much about it. Tally401 says Elon Musk is horrible. I'm not a fan anymore. I got to admit though that I used to be a big fan, but he's soured me. West says must have you mixed up with somebody else. I don't know who that was about. Adam Pearl says Elon Musk Nazi. I know people from South Africa like him. They pretend they aren't, but they are. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because of the way he was supporting, it seemed like he was sort of supporting Russia over Ukraine. So that's a big giveaway, Big Hook says ketamine can fuck you up. I think he's been taking that. I think there was reports of him doing that. Adam Pearl says apartheidists with a lily white background. Yuck. Adam Pearl says, yeah, I used to believe in Elon and also Trump, believe it or not, but I learned, well, I've never believed in Trump. I mean, even before Trump was even running for president, I never liked that motherfucker. Even when he was way back on the very first season of The Apprentice, I remember seeing the promos for that. Because they did this big build-up. Like, there's this new show coming in, and they showed like this private jet or something rolling in, and they show a big black limousine with dark tinted windows, and then they just cut it off there like what's it about, who's going to be on The Apprentice or whatever, and there was a big lead up, and then finally they showed one where they roll the window down and it's Trump, and I was just like, oh my god, really? That's what the build up was for this fucking piece of shit? Even back then I knew he was a piece of shit. Guys, I never fucking fell for the Trump thing. He was always and now we know why he was on the Enquirer so much, because him and Pecker were, buddies. But I remember him way back in the 80s, always in the 80s and the 90s, always on the Enquirer and always on these gossip shows on TV and all this shit. I had no interest in Donald Trump. I never saw him as any type of a, mover and shaker and doing anything good. And, he was just a fucking asshole. So I never watched The Apprentice because I was like, oh, this asshole? Fuck that. I don't give a fuck about Donald Trump and his stupid fucking TV show. Fuck him. So then fast forward to like 2015 and he's like coming down the fucking escalator and he's saying he's going to run for president because Mexico is sending us their rapists and murderers. I was like, fuck you again. I never fell for Trump. I never... Ever. The guy has always been a disgusting sleazebag. Always. From day one. Going back to the 80s. He's been a disgusting sleazebag. So anyhow. Tally41 says, so right, John, I couldn't even watch season 1. Yeah. I think at some point, I may have watched the show just to check it out. I don't think I even got through the whole show. And I was just like, this is stupid. And then I think the only other things I saw, I think it might have been Talk Soup or something back in the day. And this is way back when like Kinnear was on, I think. Still. Or maybe not. Maybe it was Hal. I don't know. But what they would do basically they would, I think it was Talk Soup, that would show when he says you're fired, when they would bring in, that was, I'm pretty sure I saw a bunch of those, and I think it was on Talk Soup. So I never really actually watched the show. I mean, I think I watched a part of one, and I think I may have watched a part of one of the celebrity ones. And again, I couldn't even get through 15 minutes of it. Let's see. Empro says, my ex had me watching Apprentice, but I knew it was fake. Big Hook says, I think Elon is on 4th marriage and has 12 kids or something. Yeah, I think it's more than 12. Must be nice to just pop out kids willy-nilly. Fancy says, I heard one of Elon's kids divorced him. Yeah, or did one of those emancipation things, maybe. West West says, the dealership seems to corner the market, multiple sites in Chicago area. Adam says, in Hawaii, we didn't know who Trump was, so he ripped a bunch of locals off, including me. I wasn't born here, but grew up here, so I was naive too. Echabal Deer says, West Webb, a new Model S Plaid is cheaper than a regular Model S was in 2018. Yeah, they've been dropping prices, even on the S's, even the Model X, where not too long ago, those were like 130 grand, and I think you can get one now, maybe just slightly under or slightly over 100 grand for a Model X. But that's the beast. That is the beast right there. But yeah, the prices are dropping. I've seen Model Ys for $29,000, brand new, and that's when they take in the federal tax credit and they put the gas savings on it. So actually, the cash price I think is more like I don't know, 35 or 39 or something like that for a Y. Adam Pearl, I knew Talk Soup at the Kinnear right when Hal came on laughing. I didn't recognize him until like a year after watching Hal's show. David Windler says, I think X divorced him. Brenda Triplett has awful connection today. Well, don't apologize. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Ichabod Deer says 396 mile range on Plaid, 1,000 horsepower. Woof. Woof. Brenda Triplett says, Tim Farrell, you don't like Musk so involved either. I wish Musk would step down. He's not going to. I wish he would step down from Tesla and let the serious people start to run the company. I think he thinks he's too cute by half. He thinks he's hip. He's like some hip dude. You're not a hipster. You're getting old now, Musk. You're not so cool as you think you are. Because he thinks that making a Cybertruck was cool because it was all pointy and it looked like something out of the original Battlestar Galactica thing or whatever. You're not cute. You're not hip. You know, it's time for you to step down and let the serious people run your car company who know how to run car companies. That's what I have to say about that. Big Hook, go to Mars, Elon, and leave us the fuck alone. Yeah, I know you. I know it's you, Brenda. It's you. But I still feel sorry that you're having internet problems or whatever that problem was. Tally for one, I think they are catching some bad stories with Trump case, but they let him talk before and after. Yeah, he's always running his mouth. Trump is. Brenda Triplett said, when my son was 5, he drew better looking trucks. West Webb, these 2020 to 23 between 5 and 25,000 miles, 50,000 to 80,000 plus tax and fees. Yeah. Anyhow, guys, look, we are at 2 hours, 37 minutes. I was hoping we can get to one more like. I really, really, really was hoping we can get to 60 before I hang up. And I keep getting this thing with my hair. But we got 26 watching, 59 thumbs ups. Guys. Thank you, Michael McAndrews. Thank you for your, I don't know, was that a super chat? Whatever that was, but thank you so much. That was so awesome of you. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for watching. West Webb's, you don't like my other names, laughing out loud. Big Hook says, press needs to stop being accomplice of Trump celebrity. Yeah. Brenda says, I like when I come on a stream. I know. Well, hey, we got 60. I see 60. So now I can go. Brenda Triplet, good. It's always good to see you. Big Hook, Wes Webb, WW, who didn't show up today, I don't think. Adam and Tim and Michael Andrews, Fancy, Mish, Coach Jolie, Big Hook, Serinda Monke, everyone that's here, Jackie, everybody. Thanks for showing up today. I really do appreciate you coming into this cool down. I hope we got cooled down. I try not to get you guys heated up again. I know Hal gets us all heated up. I'm trying to, but I might have got you guys a little heated up, especially with the Nerd Halen thing, because we got Nerd Halen coming up tonight. But I hope you guys are cool. I hope you guys are relaxed, working out the kinks. You know, go ahead. Let's all take a little break. Let's get some nourishment into us. Let's prop our feet up if we have to. Get a little rest. Get ready for tonight. Because tonight, it's Nerd Halen! Yeah! Nerd Halen tonight! Or night. 61 likes, thanks. I'm going to come on sometime, and I'll try to send out a message. I'll put a short video. I'll put out on the community page as soon as I find out, as soon as I can nail down the time. But somewhere this evening, between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. is going to be starting, I guess. And I'll be there. I'm going to be there live with my little gimbal and my little camera. And hopefully we can get a nice Nerd Halen little concert going tonight. All right, so with that, I will bid you adieu. I will just say that just remember, it's always important to remember that you need to stretch because you don't want to pull a hammy. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for watching the show, hanging out with us, that sort of stuff. It's pretty cool, you know. I really love it. Thanks.
Donald J. Trump, do you solemnly swear that I've never farted in court ever, not once, not ever, not ever? It's all lies, fake news.